Today's lesson is on subtracting integers. First, we'll look at our key idea for subtracting integers. To subtract an integer, add its opposite. So 3 minus 4 would be equal to 3 plus negative 4, which equals negative 1. When we have 3 plus negative 4, the absolute value of 3 is 3. The absolute value of negative 4 is 4. Since I have different signs, I would subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1. And then negative 4 has a larger absolute value. So since negative 4 is negative, our answer is also negative. So we would get negative 1. Now we're looking at some examples for subtracting integers. For A, we want to find 3 minus 12. For 3 minus 12, we're going to add the opposite. So we keep 3 the same. So we still have 3, and then we change the subtraction sign to addition. And then we are going to have the opposite of 12, and the opposite of 12 is negative 12. So now we have 3 plus negative 12. Since we have different signs, we're going to find the absolute value of each number and then subtract them. The absolute value of 3 is 3. The absolute value of negative 12 is 12. I will now subtract 12 minus 3 and I get 9. Negative 12 has the larger absolute value. And since it's negative, my answer is also negative. So my answer is negative 9. For B, I'm going to find negative 8 minus negative 13. I'm going to keep negative 8 the same. I'm going to change my subtraction to addition. And then I want to add the opposite. The opposite of negative 13 is positive 13. So now I have negative 8 plus 13. I have different signs, so I'm going to find the absolute value of each and then subtract them. The absolute value of negative 8 is 8. The absolute value of 13 is 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. 13 has the larger absolute value and it is positive, so my answer is positive. So my answer would be 5. And for C, I'm going to find 5 minus negative 4. 5 will stay the same. I'm going to change my subtraction to addition. And then I'm going to do the opposite of negative 4. And the opposite of negative 4 is positive 4. So now I have 5 plus 4. And 5 plus 4 is 9. Now I have a couple of additional examples. You can pause the video and try them on your own, or you may follow along. We're going to be subtracting. For number 1, we have 9 minus 17. So I'm going to change this to 9 plus negative 17. I keep the first integer the same. I change my subtraction to addition. And then I want the opposite of 17, and that is negative 17. So now I have 9 plus negative 17. The signs for each of my integers is different. So I'm going to find the absolute value of each of my numbers, and then I'm going to subtract them. The absolute value of 9 is 9, and the absolute value of negative 17 is 17. So now I'm going to subtract 17 minus 9, and that is 8. Negative 17 gives me the larger absolute value, which negative 17 is negative, so my answer is going to be negative. So I get negative 8. For number 2, I have negative 3 minus 3. Negative 3 will stay the same. My subtraction will become addition, and then I'm going to have the opposite of 3, which is negative 3. So now I have negative 3 plus negative 3. The absolute value of negative 3 is 3, and the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. Since they have the same sign, I'm going to add them. 3 plus 3 is 6. And then I give it the sign that both of the numbers have, which is a negative sign. So my answer is negative 6. For number 3, I have 9 minus negative 6. 9 will stay the same. I change my subtraction to addition, and then I want the opposite of negative 6, and the opposite of negative 6 is 6. So I have 9 plus 6. And I can go ahead and add 9 plus 6, and I get 15. And for number 4, I have negative 12 minus negative 12. Negative 12 will stay the same. I change my subtraction to addition, and then I want the opposite of negative 12, which is positive 12. So now I have negative 12 plus 12. Negative 12 and 12 are opposites, so my answer would be 0. Don't forget to fill out your notes, and remember to watch the video again if needed.